We are now live. What's up, whiskey people? I am feeling good today. I'm going to be speaking to a legendary artist right now. He's no stranger to blending styles, and with his new partnership with the House of Suntory, he's now blending the worlds of music and whiskey. I'm going to be interviewing Terrace Martin. Now, you may have seen my article with Terrace Martin go live a couple of days ago on Uprocks, and we're just talking about the Toki expression that he partnered with House of Suntory on, the new Toki Black, and it's really delicious. Already loved Toki. I already love the House of Suntory whiskeys. I actually, right now, got a little 18 year, so I'm going to be drinking that. Unfortunately, I don't have the Toki Black, which is delicious, but I will be enjoying that at a later date. Now, today, I'm just waiting on Terrace to join. We're going to have a nice little conversation about his career, about the partnership with the House of Suntory, and we're just chilling. I am a fan of Japanese whiskey, absolutely. I've long been a fan of Japanese whiskey, actually. I was going through my photos the other day, and I was actually drinking Yamazaki 18 like a decade ago. I had no idea what I was drinking, and I didn't appreciate it in the same way, but I was drinking it. Hello, everybody. Wave, wave, wave. As you know, we're just waiting on our esteemed guest to join us today, Terrace Martin. What's good? What's good? Wave, wave. Hey, everybody. And there is the man himself. Good to see you. Now I'm going to send him an invite so that he can hop on and we can begin this conversation. Alrighty, alrighty. Let's see. 1 second. Let's get that invite out there. Exactly. Sit down, enjoy a pour, talk a bit of shop. Let's go. There he is.
We made it.
We did it. We made it. My brother, it's good to see you again. How are you
Come
doing?
on, man. It's great to see you. It's great that you're smiling. We alive. We outside.
Talk about it. It looks like you're literally outside. Where are you at right now?
I am at Starbucks right now in Los Angeles.
Hmm.
And
Don't
I
tell
can
them too
pull.
much. They might pull up on you.
Let me hear. The internet is crazy.
No, but brother, it's good to talk to you again. I want to talk about your career. I want to talk about Toki. I want to talk about all of the things. So, obviously, people are very familiar with your career, but can you just tell us, when did you first get into music? When did you first get into jazz?
Um, that's a good question, man, because it's not an easy thing for me to answer because I don't remember it. But all I could do is say I don't remember life without it. Because my parents are musicians. I come from a huge family of musicians, and even my community of friends are all musicians. So I thought everybody was a musician. You know what I'm saying? So I'm one of the people that I don't know life without music. Like even if I drove a forklift for a living and trimmed trees and painted beautiful homes, and I would still rush home and do music. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You know? Oh yeah, come on, yeah, you ain't playing. Oh, I should have. Oh, I'm driving. I can't turn up.
No,
I'm
yeah,
driving.
don't do that. That's all right. I'm gonna have a double pour for you.
Come on now.
Yeah, I gotta take care of you. Now we
Come
doing
on.
House of Suntory. We keeping it on brand. You know, this is the
Come on.
18 year
I
House of
shout out to Suntory one time.
For sure, for sure. Now that's a good segue, actually, because I wanted to ask. I know you've been drinking Japanese whiskey for a long time. So when did you first get into Japanese whiskey?
2015.
Okay, okay.
Uh, I've been drinking whiskey. I've been drinking everything forever. But
I hear that.
but 2015 was the first time I heard somebody say the term Japanese whiskey, and I had went to Japan to go and perform it. I was on my own Japanese tour in Japan,
Mhm.
and we went all over Japan. We went to Osaka, Tokyo, all over. And my friend Brandon Eugene Owens is a Japanese whiskey fanatic, and this was my first trip to Japan as a solo artist. So he said, "Man, when we get there, let's go have some Japanese whiskey."
Okay.
And I was like, "Why?" First, I got to feel like, "Bro, what are you doing, bro? What? It's not. You can't. Whoa." What do you mean, bro? That's like Black Hennessy. Like, what do you mean? I was like, no, don't say that. And he said,
Yeah.
no, this is a thing.
Right.
And I had never heard of it. So he said no. And then we went to a bar, and the bartender there was like, Uh, are you familiar with our choice of Japanese whiskey?
Hmm.
And I was like, I said, oh, I'm lost. This is the culture.
Yeah.
And when I say I got, as far as I can remember that day, whew, I got very acquainted with slow. We was there for hours listening to John Coltrane
Ooh,
and listening to Miles Davis records and
yes.
sipping. And that was my first time really having the experience of sipping and listening to a vinyl and that being a real pleasure of mine now, you know.
That's such a vibe. So that was your introduction. You went over to Japan and started drinking Japanese whiskey. That's kind of a flex. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, you know what? I'm fortunate, and I appreciate everything.
Now that's a great introduction. And I know you've long been very interested in Japanese culture. You said you toured in Japan several times. So what is it initially that drew you to the culture and the country?
They love history and they love detail,
Yes.
and I love history and detail.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
they it's just a lot of facts. Like they really, it's no misunderstanding when they archive things, and it's just no It's a very clean place. It just feels like a, and they really appreciate the art. And who doesn't like to go where they're not appreciated? I mean, who wouldn't want to be in a whole futuristic environment that loves you? You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
Um, so that's what drew me. The people, and how they preserve history and art, and they love it from jewelry to
Yeah.
music to paint. They love art, and I'm fascinated with that stuff. And I like meeting people that have those things in common, because usually when I meet people that are collectors and things like that, the one thing that we all got in common is that we love to search and we love the journey,
Hmm.
and we love hunting. And I think those things are just things that I like to parallel in my life. Like I love the journey of life. I love hunting for my family and bringing back food. I love providing. I love being the man of my household and hunting for that. I love doing it. I love searching for things. I love with my children. I love searching because I
Yeah.
love finding and I love starting to search over again. So I
Hmm.
love that. I love that culture is into those things as well. So that's what originally drew me out there. And they treat jazz musicians and black artists. They treat us very well. They treat us well. You
It's
know.
true. I think that's for me one of the things that initially drew me to Japanese whiskey and Japanese culture is that they have a deep appreciation for the things that they're fanatics about, and that's the way I am. I like to take a deep dive into anything that I'm interested in. So I think we're kind of kindred spirits in that, and I think that
Yeah,
we have that same relation with Japanese culture and the country. So that's dope to see.
man. Let me tell you, it's four things I consistently get off the plane and search for when I hit Japan.
Okay.
Of course, it's the Japanese whiskey,
Yes.
Suntory. You feel me? Shout out, huh? Yeah. It's but it's also the records,
Yeah.
it's the fashion.
Okay, for sure.
I was gonna say another thing. So many things. I'm talking about the things that stand out when I get off the plane.
Come on now.
Oh, and it's always finding out something about my culture that I didn't know.
How do you mean?
When I say that they preserve the history,
Hmm.
I literally could go to my friend's father's house and look at old John Coltrane articles and just, it's the archive level is so for real.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I found out so much about Miles and his trips to Japan. Cause that was
Ooh.
like that was Miles in the quintet stage. That was right before Wayne Shorter was coming into the quintet with Miles,
Come on now.
Herbie. It was right before, and Sam Rivers did that live in Tokyo. It was Sam Rivers,
Okay.
tenor saxophone. But that's interesting history to me because that was Miles searching for a sound that without Miles searching for this particular era of a sound, it wouldn't be no hip hop.
Yeah, it's
It's
true.
the mid '60s, early '60s. So it's like that's the things I think about. I think about how that story directly relates to Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, absolutely. That
You
lineage is
understand?
there.
You understand what I'm saying? And
Right, right,
they
right.
So every time I get to Japan, man, I'm always searching because it's always something that they know that shit, man. You know,
There's no
straight
other
up,
way to say it. That's tight.
straight up, straight
That's
up.
tight. So okay. So now, question, another jazz related, Japanese related question. I want to know, how do you see the difference in approach with jazz music from Japan's perspective versus the American perspective?
Well, what's hip about jazz and the music is everybody has their own perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Hmm.
Everybody draws, from a different place. Everybody has different life experience. Like I'm not one of those. It's like this because of this, and American music is better, so you have to be like, respectfully. I'm not like a few of my elders in the jazz world. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little different.
Right.
So, I look at it because I meet so many different people, so many different walks of life, whether what color you are, what race, what how tall, how short, whatever. So everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own soul. Everybody has their own blues.
Facts.
You feel me? So, to me, it's nothing different. If a drummer out there is drawing from his influences and his heart and his feeling and his soul, then I'm doing the same thing. You know,
Wow.
if he's drawing because maybe he heard a Billy Higgins beat, he want to copy and try this beat. We do the same thing. So you know, uh, I think the only difference in this was probably the language in our hair.
Fair. That's true.
You know what
That's
I mean?
those are facts right
You know
there.
what I mean? They was ultra hip, man. Just like some cats over here, ultra hip. And look, it's some corny cats in America and some corny cats in Japan. It's corny. The corny is everywhere. It's an epidemic right now. You know what I mean? So, you know, when I could dive in and find some real loving people that understand the spirit and the spirit of giving and trust and creating challenges so we could break through and find breakthroughs for each other and become closer in a certain amount of time to create a record is
Yeah.
really what that was. So it was like, man, I tell you what was not in that what was not in that room,
Yeah.
wasn't no ego in that room.
Beautiful. Come on.
That ego couldn't make it in. That ego couldn't fit through the door. Ego was done. So it was
That's the
all
right energy.
love, spirit, and man, it was Toki Black. It was just
Well, hey, so let me jump on that, because that's actually the next question I want to ask you. Since you're talking about it a little bit, touching on it, what was it like for you being in a room with all these Japanese, incredible Japanese musicians, and creating this vinyl for Toki Black? Can you tell us the story of how that creation came about?
for sure. I skipped through a lot of the preliminary vibes. We'll go straight
Okay.
to the vibe.
Hmm.
The day I get to the studio, I remember waking up that morning having so much anxiety and being so excited for the challenge that I was about to endeavor.
Hmm.
I was so excited about this breakthrough because I love challenging myself. I love, like, you better get a record out of this. You better make, you don't even know these people. You better
Right.
I don't care if they good, medium, whack. Well, I don't care. You better get the best record you can out of
There you
this
go.
day. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
I woke up like a hungry animal. Like,
Mm.
I'm about to go. I'm in Japan. I'm about to go create. Man, hold up, man. These people with these little dogs, these dogs be barking at people. Like, I'm in a different part of LA where it's just dogs got more rights than humans. It's different over here. But anyway, but shout out to all the pets. I'm a pet owner myself. One
Shout out
time,
to the pets.
shout out. But so I remember being hungry that morning, man. Walking in there, me and my friend Kiefer, man, we walked in there, and
Okay.
a lot of cameras, beautiful studio, a SSL console, a G4000, which is one of my favorite consoles in the world.
Hmm. It
No,
all looks
actually,
gorgeous on the video.
it was a 9K. It was a 9K. A lot of
Okay.
headroom. That's it. So beautiful SSL. Um, good cold waters. Cause I always request good cold waters. Trail
You
mix,
need
always
that.
request trail mix with no chocolate in them. Um, and I'm not a fan of I don't eat sushi. I don't eat raw food.
Okay. Okay.
So I had them give me all these good, like, stir fried vegetables and rice and
Mm.
fruits around and
Let's go.
Yeah, a lot of fruits. And so I walked in the room, beautiful Steinway piano. We love Steinway. I'm a
Of
Steinway owner
course.
myself, so that was a good sign. Steinway piano, some drums and a bass, and these cool ass musicians. And when
Nice.
I walked in there, I said, "What's up?" And they went.
They ain't know what was up.
I was like, "What we doing?" And they was like, so I said, "Okay." I said, "Okay, okay." So I start, because I don't know. I need to learn Japanese because I love their culture. I need to learn it. So
Right.
I say, let me do what I do. I say, yeah, man. So I just couldn't figure out. Then I finally said they had all these propped bottles up
Okay.
of the
Of the
whiskey,
Toki Black.
the Toki Black, right?
Yeah.
Not real bottles. And it was
Mhm.
like 11 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And I said, damn, man, this is okay. I don't know what to write. And I said, you know what? I wasn't supposed to tell you. I said, man, I haven't even tasted this yet.
Okay. Okay.
So I said, shit, man. My boy said, well, we could taste now. Crack a bottle.
Let's do it.
And I said, then the one dude was like, man, it's only 11, 12 or something like that. I said, it's 6 o'clock somewhere.
That's all you need.
So
That's
when we
all you
cracked,
need.
we cracked that, I poured everybody a shot.
Okay.
I shouldn't have said shot, but
Just a responsible pour. Yeah.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
get to it. We're trying to get to it. We're trying to get to it.
Yeah.
So I pour everybody a little shot. We vibing.
Uh-huh.
And I remember I just picked up my horn.
Okay.
And the it tastes, taste. I love food, so it tasted. The taste of it reminded me, if I could just equate taste to just different things, the
Hmm.
taste tasted brown, tasted
Ooh,
woodsy,
okay.
tasted mapley,
Yeah.
tasted vanilla, tasted nutmeg,
Yeah. Let's go.
tasted tan,
Okay.
tasted some shades of burgundy.
Ooh.
So it tasted all these colors and textures that I could equate to writing a song. Like when I think of brown, when I think of the browns and the tans and the rust colors,
Hmm.
rustic orange, earth tones, I think of E flat minor.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And that's I don't we none of these we never all played together, so I know that's a comfortable key that we can all have the universal language in. I'm not trying to write nothing difficult. I'm trying to
Smart.
write something that connects. I'm not trying to prove to musicians I'm whatever. I'm just trying to have people listen to my music and have a good time. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right.
So I was like just I just started playing like just a couple of lines, and all of a
Okay.
sudden the piano player went boom.
Nice.
He played one chord, bass player went boom, drummer cymbals. I said, oh, okay. That
Hmm.
first chord, I knew we didn't have to talk much to each other. I knew we could talk through the music. So I said, okay. So after we got up for a minute after jamming, I sat at the piano, played at the jam, and I just started playing them chords like, I like this vibe. And I was like, just some that feel like that whiskey, because by then we on number 4 now by then.
Come on. That
So
Toki
now
Black,
everything is
give it to
like
you.
positively, everything is like this.
Uh-huh.
But you know what it felt like? It felt like everybody went from having t-shirts to beautiful mink coats.
Ooh. Oof. I can feel it. I can feel it
Feel
right
me?
now.
So that when I wrote that song, I was trying to feel like my master teacher, man, the master teacher, the honorable Doctor DJ Battlecat
Ooh.
always used to give the reference in I call his sessions his classes. His
Mhm.
classes with me, and he used to always say, make the beat feel like we're dragging the mink over water and it's not getting wet.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
You know what I mean? He would say things like that, and I would have to digest that and sit and process that in my brain. And
Yeah.
I would look cool, like I would know what he's saying, but I would process it and I would say, and then what he meant by that was shift the kick drum to 3, put the hi hat at number 5, keep the snare
Hmm.
drum at 2. If you're gonna clap, make sure it's a flam.
Hmm.
so all the drums could move like this. Like, because if you think about a mink, what you would a mink on a long mink, and it's not getting wet on wet, it's just gliding through. And
Oh,
that was a description for the music.
yeah.
That's why Battle Cat's music, if anybody studies and listens to the master teacher Battle Cat's music, he has a song that which went viral again after all these years. I was with Raphael Sadiq, and he was so shocked that um the song with the group Lucy Pearl.
Oh, Lucy Pearl, yeah.
That song has
Well, dance
what's the
tonight.
name of the
That
song?
one?
He was down with the LB with Q-Tip. I give it down with a place called Queens.
Go ahead.
Anyway, but but Battle Cat produced that song, and when you hear that song, it's moving like that. So those techniques are the still techniques I walk with when I walk in. Yeah, you, good looking, you.
Yeah, thank you.
You.
Thank you.
That's viral again, and viral is the new word for top 10 hit record. Thank you,
Yup.
Mars. Mars. That's my guy, Mars.
Shout out. Thank you for that.
Very well respected musical genius. His name is Lamar Edwards, a keyboardist, organist.
Give him the
Uh,
flowers.
he's one of the architects out here. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But
Okay.
he's one of the students too. He'll tell you too. But that Battle Cat thing is a real teacher. It's a real school. You know.
Mhm.
And if you're blessed and fortunate to sit next to him and learn what Battle Cat could do, he teaches you a thing that you could provide for your family forever. It's magical.
That's incredible.
It's magical.
You and you a master student, absolutely. Because I know you learn from all of the greats. You know, whether it's Herbie Hancock or
I learned, and I'm positively still.
yeah, there you go. You got to incorporate that too.
You
That's
know what
part
I
of it,
mean?
isn't it? Now, and I want to know is whiskey? Oh, let me phrase it this way: has there been a time in the past where whiskey was your inspiration, or was this kind of the first time where you were just sipping the Toki Black and you were like, "This is I'm taking everything from the whiskey and putting it into the music."
Yeah, this is the first time I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, and said, "I'm going to taste the whiskey and design the music based off of the taste."
That's
Yes.
fire. That's
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah. Because I didn't have any ideas. I didn't have any ideas.
You went in with a blank canvas.
Yeah. Sometimes the ideas don't come that fast. They just don't. They don't come like that. You know.
That's incredible.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
that's dope because you also have a record with Sahai and Kendrick Lamar called "Thirsty." So you were feeling thirsty that day, and that inspired the music.
No, I was talking about thirsty people that just become thirsty people. Now I call them habitual line steppers now. But you feel me?
Listen, that's what
Habitual
they
line
are.
steppers.
That's what they become. People used to be thirsty. Now they just keep testing that line. They're habitual. I get it. No, I get it. Okay, so I want to ask you a general question that I think all your fans want to answer to, and then I want to ask a specific question that I know all your fans want to answer to. The general question is, when can people start to anticipate a new dinner party project? Is that something that you think about or discuss, or is that in the works?
We already started. We in.
Oh, let's go.
We 80%. Yeah, we in. It's about I mean Robert Glasper. I mean just catching up with him. He's such the guy.
And it's almost October, so it's going to be a little bit
You
more
already know,
difficult
so
too.
I'm not gonna be able to get with him until November. And November, he sleeps for a couple of weeks in November after doing a whole month at the Blue Note.
Facts.
So I can't get with him until November. And then Kamasi been on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Kamasi's just coming home. He has a thing at the Blue Note in LA, 12 days, and so it's like,
Jeez.
and
Everybody busy.
everybody. And then Ninth Wonder is he's in North Carolina, but that's cool because me and Ninth have a rhythm.
Yeah.
Because we for real about that production. So we
Okay.
got a rhythm where we no matter where we at, we connected. So we got a thing, But I
Mm-hmm.
got to pull everybody together, and then it's about pulling everybody. But that's my job. That's what I do. I'm just gonna
There
pull
you go.
everybody together when it's time. But we definitely have a lot of it done because we was at home all together a few months ago and getting a whole bunch of stuff done. You know what I mean?
I love that. I love that. Okay, so that's like the more general question. Now, my specific question is, when can fans expect new music from you specifically? Because I've seen you in the studio a lot lately. Every time I watch your story, you in the studio, you working hard. You dropping little crumbs here and there and letting people know sprinkles of what's coming. So when can fans expect new music from Terrace Martin, the man himself?
I'm gonna start dropping music soon.
Mm.
first of all, if anybody know Terrace, like we ain't never got to worry about me dropping no music. I wake
Ever.
up every day and want to drop some music.
That's true. You feed the
Especially,
fans.
especially man, right when I tapped in, right when I started tapping in with the independent gang, where I control my life, I control my revenue and money. I don't got to come in second and third with an artist and submitting beats and all that old shit. You know what I'm saying?
Politics. Yeah.
I got my own thing. I got my own train. We run it my way. We care about who we care about,
Yeah.
our listeners, our viewers, and everything. So I'm always gonna keep my people fed. But um, real soon,
Okay.
real real soon.
Y'all heard
Just
that.
stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Believe me, I'm watching. Like I said, every time I see you post your stories, I'm like, he's in the studio again. Oh, we about to eat. We about to eat
Hey
good.
man,
Like,
I got 5 children. I gotta stay in the studio every day I wake up.
and they got to eat too. I understand that.
I got
All
an
right.
18-year-old in college right now.
You working hard. I already know how that goes. Okay, so before we get into the speed round, I'm gonna ask you some quick questions. But this is before the speed round. This is one last, just again, general question. I want one word about 5 collaborators, and you pretty much mentioned all of them already. So one word, Thundercat. What word comes to mind?
Animator.
Animator, because he started off as an animator, correct?
Hmm.
That's incredible. Okay.
Yeah,
Second,
we used to make him play bass when he was a kid, when he was 12. Like man, we you know, cause we come from the era. Mars Mars got an old crew like this. We all in LA. We come from an era where sometimes we not this ain't Thundercat story, but sometimes the cat that's hanging out with the musicians, we make them and teach them how to play an instrument because we need a cat.
right.
So he was already a bass naturally talented, one of the most amazing musicians in the world at 11, 12 years old.
Crazy.
You know, the band we had, we was all 10th, 11th grade. He's the baby.
Yeah.
He's the baby. So I think an animator because not only his spirit is really animated, he's one of the most visual artists
Hmm.
in the world. If you're blessed enough to see what he does, he's
Yeah.
amazing, and his spirit is lovingly animated, and he's inspiring because even how he grew up dealing with, we used to deal with issues. Everything was looking positive and from an animative standpoint, and I think
Okay.
he's just amazing. So I think animated,
Beautiful. I mean, that's a great
animation,
answer.
animate,
Animated. The whole world of animation.
Anna.
Okay. Second collaborator, Kamasi Washington. What's the one word for that man right there?
Loyal,
Loyal. That's a good one.
stay down,
That's a
stay
great one.
down, loyal since we was since we was 14,
Okay.
loyal
Okay.
to the soil, like we both I feel when he's sick, he feel when I'm sick, like
Wow.
loyal, like
Y'all are locked in.
what what like without music, like
Hmm.
bro, these been my friends since 13, 14, 15. These been my childhood friends that, and I love Kamasi because he is his job with us is to keep all of us cool because he's the level-headed one out the crew since we was young.
Okay. Okay.
So he knew how to get me, Thundercat, Ronald Bruner. He knew how to get us all
To
on
be
the
on that
path.
level.
I knew how to get us the money and get us work.
Yeah.
But he knew how to say things to keep our spirit intact. Like, don't forget we have to care about each other. Like,
Okay. Ooh. So he like regulates the energy. He keeps everybody tapped in. He's like the glue.
Kamasi, an angel, bro.
That's crazy.
Like
I love
his
that.
music, how his music is, you know. I'm, I mean, he ain't like no rap dude. He for real.
Yeah.
He ain't got no smut on his name. He ain't
Facts.
got no funny thing on his spirit.
I like that.
He been like that. He an angel, bro. Kamasi Washington is a little. You hear what Kendrick said? You think Kendrick gonna pop that talk about just a what?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep a horn on me like yeah, huh? Because Kamasi is, and he's when you think about beautiful spirit and loyal, I'm talking about loyal. I'm talking about his mother's like that, his father's like that. He come from loyal, good stock. His brothers is like that. His sisters are like that. His grandma, like he come from good stock, good South
Oh,
Central and Inglewood humans.
that's
Straight
crazy.
up.
That's
Straight
crazy.
up.
That's
I
that's
love
that's
Kamasi.
that's one of the most beautiful things you could say about somebody. So that's a great word. I love that one right there. Okay, so we're
Yeah.
gonna move on to the next one. Ninth Wonder. What's the one word for ninth?
Realist.
Really?
He
Okay.
is the realest, and he's a realist. Everything with him is Ninth Wonder is special because Ninth Wonder, he didn't get bit by the fangs of the record business. What I mean by that, Ninth Wonder is your classic, educated,
Yep.
father good black man talking that good shit though.
Real. Yeah.
Real.
Yeah.
Pull up your pants, open the door for it. What's happening? Yeah. Say good morning. Hey man, this is what we should be doing because I'm with the kids. Like it's always straight to the point. All right,
Yeah.
now and he gonna tell you what he don't like about something.
Okay.
Fast.
He runs
And
a tight program.
what?
Yeah.
Hey man, you gotta be a tough guy to work with Ninth Wonder, man, because Ninth gonna tell you what it is. The realest.
He's giving you like straight talk sometimes in the studio, all the
Oh
time.
yeah, man. Look, ninth ain't he don't pull no punches. Cause ninth and my father have a similar trait. Where my father was a diehard jazz musician. You know,
Okay.
ninth is a real hip hop historian and
Yeah. His
iconic
mind is
record
crazy.
producer. So he's a thing. He's a
Hmm.
thing. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? He's a thing, and he's a special thing. So it's like I treat Ninth the same way I would treat a Billy Higgins, a Tony Williams, a Elvin Jones. Like
Ooh. Yeah.
it's Ninth Wonder.
The
You
realist.
know, they're the realest.
Now that's beautiful. Okay. Fourth up, we talked about him also. Robert Glasper. One word. What he got?
Giver.
Giver. Okay.
Giver.
Okay.
Because Robert was the first one cracking out of the homies on the jazz shit. He was the first
Yeah.
one cracking.
Hmm.
And Robert ain't never been selfish with his light and his opportunity. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I remember when I first started diving in, because I grew up playing jazz and played it, but when I started diving in saying, you know what? Not only is this my heart, this my love, I'm gonna make this a business too.
Thanks. Yeah.
Robert, because Robert know how to make good business. He does great business, and he's not selfish. Me and Corday just talked about Robert, saying, man, Robert always look out for us. He always got opportunities before to flip a butter, before all this stuff. Robert was
Yeah.
when I was developing my thing in LA, trying to get my own thing. He would show up. He was already famous. Come play on my gigs and just uh teach me. But Robert's always been my teacher too, my brother and
Okay.
my teacher. He taught me
Giving you
John
game.
steps. I remember when he taught me giant steps when we was 15, 16. He sat down and said, man, you got to learn giant steps correctly. These are the chords. The bass line, the bass line on the record, it don't go B, D, G, B flat, E flat. On
Yeah.
the record, it goes B, A, G, F, E flat, the bass. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
going through them chords, I learned tritone substitution from Robert. I learned how to conduct myself in public,
Okay.
and people are looking at me through Robert as well. You know what I'm saying? So Robert is a giver, man. Hit every opportunity. A lot of things like I mean, he's just really been having my back and everybody else back. He always put everybody on. You know, so Robert is a young master teacher, straight up.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah, I can't wait to check out some of those shows during Robtober because it's gonna be right there in the Blue Note, right by me. So I'm definitely going to check that out. I think you
Are you living
performing with
down
him.
there?
Yeah, I'm definitely going down there for sure. I think I'm going
Okay.
to the first set of shows with Corday. I'm checking one of those out, and then
I was, I was gonna try to make one of those, but I'm gonna be in Oakland. So I was like, damn, I don't want to. Man,
you
I'm
can't
gonna
come to the
see.
East. You gotta be in Oakland, huh?
Gotta be. I owe Oakland a lot because
Fair.
I ain't played Oakland in a couple of years, and Oakland is next to Los Angeles. Oakland is my favorite city in the world.
Ooh, you gotta hold them down. Yeah, I can't even say nothing about that. You gotta hold them
Man,
down.
before any of this, Oakland, the Bay Area was my first real fan base that was paying for me to come up top and do little parties and everything. Man, the Bay, Oakland, San Francisco, but
Okay.
I spent a lot of time in Oakland though. So
Okay.
that Oakland thing, man, I drop what I'm doing. to go to Oakland, man. I love Oakland since I was a little kid, though, because my uncle, man, Calvin Keys, rest his
Mhm.
soul. I produce. Matter of fact, you should drink that whiskey and listen to the Calvin Keys record.
Okay, I will.
Calvin Keys and Terrace Martin, jazz guitars. He just passed last year, man, but he was a master teacher, played with Ahmad Jamal. But I got a chance to produce a record a year before he passed on my uncle, and it's like it's such a beautiful sound. It's a good thinking, loving, and warm out, man.
Wow.
It's called the Far North Side, Calvin Keys and Terrace Martin. But so I've been going to the Bay Area probably since 1981.
Okay. Ooh, yeah. That's a
You know
lot
what
of
I
love.
mean?
That's a lifetime of love.
I've been going to the Bay since '81, and I really, yeah, you know what I mean? I love the Bay, man.
You gotta tell them.
You know,
Stop playing. Okay, so we got four. We got four. That was four. Now we got the last collaborator. One word. Kendrick Lamar.
John Coltrane, Tupac mixed.
Damn, that's not one word, but I'll take that. Now you gotta tell me
Because
what
you
you mean
can't,
by
because
that.
I mean, first of all, these are all geniuses, but respectfully, the king gotta have more than one word.
Thanks. Okay.
He
Fair.
the king, bro. He the young
Fair.
king.
I ain't gonna
Period.
argue.
He's in front of the culture. He's taking very daring, daring things. Like the fact that that performance at the Super Bowl is so daring to do at that time of his career.
It is. Absolutely, it is.
Because he cares about humans.
Mm.
And he wants you to know this black shit is real.
Yeah. Absolutely. He's representing. He's not doing it in a performative way. He's making sure you understand.
Let me tell you, man, Kendrick is so many names, man. I look at him, he has the discipline and the quietness and the genius of the that John Coltrane thing. Where I don't know, I didn't know Trey. When I read about him, all my older friends that knew him said he was always quiet and practiced all day and was
Okay.
very kind. And those are three traits of Kendrick: always quiet, rapping all day, but and very kind. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Uh, he got the Pac thing because he's from West Side Compton. He don't care sometimes. I mean, you saw what he did to the boy. So
Yeah, he let it all hang out. He was like, "Listen, we going there. We
everybody,
going there."
everybody thought that boy was on a god pedestal.
You right. You right. He just came through and did what he had to do.
He just came through and set example and should let everybody know nobody's bigger than the program. We all gotta just go hard and be the best we could be.
Wisdom. That's a lesson right there. That's a fact.
That boy thought he's bigger than that program with that AI. He thought it was bigger. And he got AI. I'm sorry. Look like this whole nother talk. And he got AI.
Not you can't say the whole truth all the time. Or maybe you
That's all
can.
good.
Maybe you can. Okay, so those are the five artists I wanted to ask you about. That was great. Thank you so much for that, Terrace. I know you got to go, so I don't want to hold you too much longer.
It's all
But
good.
I just want to get some speed questions out. And again, this is just real quick. Whatever comes to mind.
For
If you
sure.
want to tell a story, by all means, go for it.
For sure.
Best jazz club in the world.
Blue Note.
I knew you was gonna say that. Come
Blue
on
Note
now.
New York and the Blue Note LA.
I already
Period.
knew.
In the world.
Let them know. Okay. What is the artist that you most want to work with that you haven't worked with before?
The one I haven't met yet.
Okay. I like how you're thinking. Do you stay tapped in with like all the upcoming artists? Are you like really watching that, or do you wait for people to bring artists to you?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Yeah.
I'm tapped in though, because I'm a you know I'm I I come from a different thing, and I'm from LA.
Yes.
The culture I'm from, you cannot be not tapped in.
Okay.
Because if you're not tapped in, something gonna tap you.
I hear you.
So
Not everybody's gonna catch that.
yeah, my life, I can't afford not to be tapped in. That's why I know what's up on all the levels.
Hmm.
I know what's up with all the street dudes that's rapping right now, going hard.
Hmm.
I know what's up with all the artsy people. I
Okay.
know what's up with all the rappers that just got indicted. I know
Yeah.
what's up with all the jazz guys. I know what's up with the arm. Like you gotta know a taste of everything because I'm a fan of everything. And just like
Real.
was deep, man. Somebody asked me, man, how'd you be in this business so long? I said, man, I've been a fan of the good shit and the bad shit my whole time in the business.
That's how you
I've,
stay in it.
I've learned how to fall in love with L's like wins.
That's the important thing. Not everybody realizes that. I think that a lot of people get married to the results, but it's really the process that keeps you going. You got to fall in love with the process, not the results.
Yeah, man, the results. I mean, man.
That comes and goes. You can do the right thing and get the
Yeah,
wrong result.
yeah,
And you
yeah.
can do the
That's what.
wrong thing and get the right result. You see it all the
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's important. Okay, so Terrace Martin is tapped in. Now that's officially stamped. Now I'm curious who, let's say an artist. What artist would you most like to share a drink with? Raise a glass of Toki Black and just sit back and kick it.
What artists of today,
Yeah. I mean, you could if you go old school. I'm curious about that too.
bro? I've already drunk whiskey with Quincy Jones, bro. I ain't playing no games out here, bro. You
Stop.
feel me? That's why
Stop.
this question I can't even think because I don't want to drink with nobody but me and my wife, man. Keep it real
Real.
with you, man.
Real. That's 100.
Because I'm gonna keep it real, man. This, you know what? I was talking to Corday. We was talking about how for years, man, we used to have to lie in the industry like we all won. We want to hang with, man. I want to hang with none of these squares. You feel me? I want to drink with my wife and my homeboys and be cool. So I don't want to drink with no rappers, no artists. I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk about that. I want to drink, talk about love with my friends, with my wife, with my loved ones, man. I don't want
Heard
to.
that.
I don't want to fellowship with none of these weirdos out here with love.
Tell the truth. I like that though. That's a good answer. That's the real answer that most people don't want to say.
Man, we gotta say it because look, with even with doing this with Suntory, man, one of my conditions was when I got on the phone. First of all, let me talk about this. What people don't talk about.
Mm.
They cared about every step of this way. The business was beautiful. They treated me very. I've never been treated so well by a brand.
Yeah, you talked about that last time I saw you. You
Man,
mentioned that.
that because I want to spread that word. They did really good business. They gave me everything I asked for, and I want to give them everything. So and I want to give them my honesty. And my honesty was I don't really being around people. I don't do a lot of brand stuff because I just don't believe in much of the fake stuff in the world right now.
Real.
But they was
Yeah.
real, man, and they walked me through the process, and 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 the Cat Moores, man, that really they care about jazz, man. They care about the culture, man. They care
They do.
about like Suntory was really the bomb to work with, bro.
I love that.
Straight up.
That's perfect. All right. Well, that I couldn't ask for a better segue because that leads me into my final question. I think I know what you're gonna say, but I gotta ask anyway because you're a long time, appreciator of jazz. I mean, pardon me, of Japanese whiskey. You've been drinking Japanese whiskey for 10 years plus, so you know your Japanese whiskey. I gotta ask, Toki or Toki Black? What's it gonna be? Because I know you
Now,
have both. I know you got experience with both. What's it gonna be? Hold on. Pause for the cause.
okay. If I'm gonna chill for the night and chill,
Okay.
pop a record on and
Mhm.
just think, vibe, and feel like something's hugging me, then I'm gonna do Toki Black.
Okay.
But if I'm about to go step out and I still want to be a little but still be relaxed, I'm gonna do the other one. You feel me?
That's what's gonna be the Toki.
Because honestly, what I start doing is mixing that one. I made a
No,
cocktail.
hold up. Like you mixing the Toki and the Toki Black?
No, just the Toki with some other natural juices that
Oh,
I
got you.
can't discuss because my recipes are for real. So I'm
I hear
I'm
you.
you know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
You know?
So that's when you want to turn up a little bit and you got that real juice in your system. You like, I'm gonna do the
I want
Toki.
to. That's when I want to turn up responsible and relaxed.
Okay.
Woosah. Yeah.
I got you. I got you. Okay. Terrace Martin, the blender. You blending styles, you blending music, you blending whiskey drinks. I like
Come
it.
on now. Come on.
Hey, next time I'm out West Coast, I need to have one of those drinks then. I'll hit you up for that for sure.
Next time you come to the West Coast, I'm gonna give you. Hey, you're gonna be good. We're gonna have salad, whiskey, everything.
I like it. Salad and whiskey. I'll be all right.
All
Hey,
kinds of different
Terrace.
green things going on in LA. It's crazy.
I'll be out there soon. But Terrace, I truly appreciate your time. I really am thankful to you for taking the time out to talk about Toki, talk about your career. I mean, I feel like every flower that you get is well deserved, and you deserve every flower in your vase. And it's an honor to be talking to you. So I just wanted to say I appreciate this, truly.
Hey, you can call me anytime, really. I appreciate you too.
For sure. For sure, for sure. Hey, and
Yeah.
I got plenty of whiskey
Matter of
too.
fact, because we coming out there to do that R+R at the Blue Note.
Yup.
So we'll lock in,
Okay.
and then I'll make you my special Toki cocktail.
I need that.
You dig me?
I need that for sure.
I,
And
I,
like,
I get you that. And then when the night fall after the gig,
yeah.
we'll have the Toki Black at the Blue Note bar.
See, I see what you're doing. You really got it figured out. All right. All right. I'm game. Sign me up for that.
I got you. We on. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you a lot, man.
Of course. Be safe out there. You know what I'm saying? Take care, Terrence. I'll see you soon.
You too. Peace, brother.
Peace.